Charles Tew is a philosopher and a YouTuber. I would not go so far as to call him a YouTube philosopher. I am not actually trying to insult him in this video. Recently, Charles has made 3 videos. These 3 videos have irked a lot of people. After he made these videos, I started grabbing a bunch of his footage and compiling it to show exactly where he was being hypocritical. I grabbed almost everything and I started putting it together. So I made a quick compilation of videos which I find show a little bit of that hypocrisy. So go watch the 4-minute compilation. I've double timed it so that we get through Charles' speaking a little quicker. And when we're done, I'll give you my final impression.
Today I'm going to talk about 3 things I hate that no one ever brings up. The first is contorted facial expressions on YouTube thumbnails. Look at this guy. It's satire through exaggeration. It's making fun of the idea of emotions. That's why I find these things so disgusting. Here's another one. Just look at that ugliness for its own sake. This guy. Now, I am certain this guy is a miserable human being. You don't lightly make contorted facial expressions like that and have a happy, benevolent soul. God, how disgusting. Anyway, that's the first thing. Second thing, anti-rational humor. Right? When your catch catches what you were trying to catch while being caught. What do you mean while being caught? That's redundant. You already knew that. It's your catch. That's the first thing you said. So it's just this redundancy that people ignore because it adds another catch on there, makes it seem even crazier. Now, I know this may seem trivial, but it isn't. The people who are willing to laugh at this kind of thing are evil. Assuming you're not retarded and you didn't notice this at all, in which case you're just dumb. But you're not thinking about the context required to make the joke funny. So you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are ignoring reality in order to find something funny. You are deliberately not putting things together. Okay, so I know it seems like I'm crazy because I'm going on about this joke, but... So that's number 2. Number 3 is the way black people over-enunciate when they're trying to sound smart. Now, what's really embarrassing is that they specifically emphasize those words that they think are big, which is embarrassing because they do it with words that are not big. Specifically emphasize those words that they think are big. In any case, I'm sure I will think of more things to hate. Anyway, so PewDiePie recently said the N-word. Now, I say the N-word rather than the word itself. Not because I'm sympathetic to the people who are outraged over this, but just because I don't like pointless vulgarity. Retarded. I'm tempted to actually say the N-word, but just because I know it would annoy a lot of people who deserve to be annoyed, but that's not worth pointless vulgarity. It doesn't matter. He did this thing, and that's all that counts. Just look at any problem we have in society, and it goes back to the fact that people don't think in an integrated way. They don't trace out consequences in time or space. They don't see what this costs other people and themselves over time. As for Rucka, he is not a philosopher, which he readily admits, and that's fine. I actually think he is the model for what most people should be. Most people can't be philosophers. And that's fine. They have their own things to do. But what people should do is recognize the value and truth in objectivism, and then apply it to their lives, doing whatever it is they do. So that's exactly what he's done. And if everyone were like him, the world would be a hell of a lot better. Again, he just doesn't understand. I mean, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just flinging objectivist terms out there like they mean anything, and trying to pretend like his music is something that comes out of objectivism. No. Unfortunately, what Rucka has done is take objectivism as, it's like this blanket that he's laying over a life he's spending doing. It's just this case-by-case mentality. Every prominent bad idea is the result of people not thinking long-term because they are told it's impossible to think long-term anyway. So I don't have hope for the future, and I think we're likely headed to a new Dark Ages. Ayn Rand said pessimism is even more disastrous than Pollyannism. Well, first, let me just reinforce my pessimism here. I would not feel this way if there were some positive trend. So what's the right answer here? Well, the right answer is that values are objective. You have to choose the right thing. There are 2 elements to that. You have to choose it And it has to be the right thing. It can't just be whatever you choose. I mean, you might feel like you want to drink poison. That doesn't mean it's good for you. It's hard to be a sharp. You have to do certain kinds of things if you want to be happy. And so some things are objectively better in terms of facilitating what would make your life worthwhile than other things. I still plan on living a happy life. I know exactly what I want out of life, and I'm going to get it. And everyone listening to me can do the same thing, and you should.
As I put this together, it became clear to me that this isn't someone who's being dishonest on purpose. This appears to me to be someone in pain. And so, in the spirit of not beating down on something that is actually good and not laughing at, I've actually decided to turn this video around. So in a symbolic gesture, I put my hands in the air and I give my energy to Charles, because I feel like at this point, that's what Charles really needs.
Mr.